Hey y'all, thank you for joining me for this episode of Soul Food Sundays. My name is Keita. If it's your first time joining me, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I will not be reading any cards, but I will be sharing with you guys some things that have been on my mind, channeling downloads in terms of the power of the spoken word. Many of us take for granted just how powerful expressing ourselves vocally and speaking our truth is. As a channel, oftentimes I'm speaking things to people that I don't even know the significance of, but because I allow whatever is on my heart and on my mind to come out of my mouth, I'm often helping people in ways that touch them, resonate with them in a way that they later share with me. I ain't even know I had said some shit that was relevant to them. You know what I'm saying? Or I said what they needed to hear in that moment, or I confirmed something that they had questions about. So that's a thing. Also, your silence. Just as much as the power of the spoken word is important, when and how you don't say shit is healing as well. So we're gonna dive into it. I'm specifically wanting to talk about the power of the spoken word as it relates to energy leaks and closing karmic loops. So with energy leaks, that's when like something consistently leaks your energy. Like it's not a complete like zap your energy right at that moment and you deplete it, but you keep experiencing it over and over, and the more you're experiencing it, the more you're leaking your energy. You have holes in your aura because of the damage caused by these energy leaks. So we're talking about the power of the tongue, the power of the spoken word, other people's and your own, from a metaphysical standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, not necessarily religious, right? Because there's scripture that speaks to the power of life and death being in the tongue. I think that's one of the Psalms, but we're talking about it from a very metaphysical perspective. So with energy leaks, like if you're in environments where there's a lot of gossip, low vibrational energy, low vibrational activity, but especially conversation that you are participating in, that's an energy leak. If you surround yourself with argumentative people, is argumentative a word? I think the word is argumentative. Anyway, I might be adding a few letters, but if you're around argumentative people, I found in my experience that is an energy leak. That's something that even if you like to argue, if it ain't a healthy debate that educates you, that sharpens your mental faculties, like how they say iron sharpens iron, if it ain't that type of situation, it causes energy leaks. And then you wonder, where's your vitality, where's your energy, where's this negative mood, where's this moodiness coming from? Look at what you surround yourself with, or what you keep subjecting yourself to time after time. If you are actively engaging in conversations that don't fulfill you on a regular basis, that's an energy leak. And that's something that I've realized. And I am a social butterfly, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? People feel comfortable with engaging with me, with striking up conversation with me. I don't give off an aura where most people are scared to come talk to me or strike up conversation. So strangers will strike up conversation with me all the time, but I have found with that a lot of those conversations, it's not healthy for me to engage. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're like chronic complainers and woe is me, and or just talking about just frivolous nonsense that doesn't feed me or fulfill me or intrigue me in some way, just talking for the sake of talking for long periods of time. That's energy draining, that's energy leaking, that's energy vamping, and they may not even know it. The complaining and whatnot is their norm, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't necessarily knocking them, but I know the quality of my energy and where I want to keep it, where I want to maintain it, or even where I want to elevate it. And so for that reason, I'm mindful of the conversations that I entertain and also that I initiate and participate in. So we have to be mindful of the way that the spoken word can contribute to energy leaks, but it can also seal them by affirming yourself, by changing the narrative, in terms of, like, when I hear people, when I'm talking to people and they say negative self-talk, I correct them if I catch it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm really present and I catch that you just called yourself a fat ass or a dumb ass, or because people quick to be like, and my dumb ass did such and such. I've done it before, so I get it. But I do myself a service as well as the person and say, we ain't doing it. Ain't nobody dumb standing here. Ain't nobody fat standing here. You know what I'm saying? Affirmation is a great way to combat energy leaks and also karmic loops, because the power of the spoken word can be used to close out or end karmic loops as well. When it comes to affirmations, I was reminded of that by this song, like the power of affirmations. This song by I don't know if it's just Sherry from the group Ted and Sherry or if the song is both of them, but it's called Encourage Yourself. So you may have heard it because I think they play it on the radio, but it's sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. No matter how you feel, speak a word and you will be healed. Go be yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord. That song, listening to it the other day, where was I? As I minister to you, I minister to myself. Where was I at? I think I might have been in the, no, I was gonna say I was in the car, but that could have been the case. Sometimes if I'm at my ancestor altar, I'll turn on some gospel music, or a song will come to mind to play for my ancestors who I know enjoyed gospel music. Otherwise, I don't listen to it a whole lot because, especially not without it being selective, like I choose the music opposed to just listening to the gospel station, because some of that music is oppressive. It's very woe is me, God, please help me, please. You know what I'm saying? Which takes away the empowerment of helping yourself and tapping into the God within you, opposed to playing the victim and waiting on somebody to come and save you. But no, I don't know where I was listening to it at, but it don't matter. Part of what came to me was just like the the exchange of positive energy when you affirm someone else. You're not only ministering to them or helping them, you're helping yourself, but also the way affirming yourself helps other people. When you pour into yourself, when you invest in your light and your posture, you know, how you show up to situations, what energy you bring to the table, how beneficial that is to other people. But you have to be mindful You got to know the value of your energy and your positive speaking and how you speak life into people, because people will take advantage of that. They will drain and drain and drain and take and take and take and never encourage you or root for you. I am naturally a cheerleader. You tell me you got some shit going on, I'm thinking of all the ways that this can work out on your behalf. But I also know the power of the spoken word speaking death into things, and opposed to using that to hurt somebody or bring somebody down, which I can do that too. This mouth here is a loaded gun, you hear me? But I also know that I can use my spoken word to bring an end to toxic shit. I can say certain things that have the power to bring death to a situation, especially in speaking the truth. Truth will bring forth whatever is necessary, the life of the situation, then the quality of life in a situation, or the death of a situation. And so we are needing to be discerning and be mindful of that. And closing out karmic loops where we've been having the same toxic experiences or being introduced to the same lesson over and over because we just not getting it. And so we go through it one time, we reach the pinnacle of it, we don't gain the wisdom, the knowledge, and then we got to go through it again and again and again and again until we get that knowledge, we get that wisdom, and we operate from our throat chakra, which is your not centermost, because your centermost is your heart, but your throat chakra is here where you speak your truth. And folk who don't like it, I always have to say that, because sometimes speaking your truth is not going to be acceptable in everybody's sight. Everybody's not going to approve of it. You're not going to always get external validation when you speak your truth. But in those moments, affirm yourself. I am the truth and the light. I know my truth. I know my goals. I know my worth. I know my desires. I am worthy of my desires. Make sure you're mindful of what you put behind I am, because as a master manifester, your I am is your power. Your I am affirms that the God within you has the power to manifest that which you see and experience outside of you. So tapping into that magician archetype, of that magician energy, or that God-bodied energy. So we avoiding gossip for the sake of, especially like, because getting a tea every now and then is a little entertaining, right? But you know the difference between that and when it's chronic. You know what I'm saying? When it's going on all the time, it's the water cooler talk, like when you at work, or amongst messy friends or whatever, all y'all talk about other people's business and shit like that. That's energy leaking, especially when you vibe high, especially when you value vibrating on a higher frequency. You want to talk about some more high vibrational shit. You know what I'm saying? Some more educational shit, some more uplifting, encouraging, empowering shit. Even if it's negative, you learning something from it. You know what I'm saying? Not just talking about dumb shit for the sake of dumb shit. Like, so yeah, we want to be mindful of that. Also, trying to remember what my other points were. There's karma that comes with whether or not we're speaking life or death into situations. So we want to be mindful of that as well. Karma don't miss no blocks. You hear me? It's gonna spend every block that need to be spent. You send it out, it's coming back to you some kind of way. So we want to make sure when we're speaking, that we're putting out things verbally that yield fruit. You know what I'm saying? That we get healthy, positive return on our verbal investments. Also, another thing that came to mind thinking of the power of the spoken word is light language. Like, so often, especially in the Baptist church, there's it's known as speaking in tongues. And when I was a member of the Baptist church, that's something that I never did. It wasn't until my own individual sovereign spiritual practice one day sitting at my Orisha altar I had created. At the time, I had it in my bedroom closet, but I moved it since then. That I was meditating and I started speaking in tongues. And honestly, I'm to this day, I'm not sure if I was speaking in tongues or I was speaking some African language, because that's what it sounded like to me. Y'all, it caught me so off guard. I was in meditation, and the next thing I know, I was saying, like, sound was coming out of my mouth, and it sounded like I was speaking some African language, and it caught me so off guard. I was like, I had pushed record on my phone. I believe I still have that voice recording to this day, because I was like, ain't nobody gonna believe this shit. So when I started back talking, I had the recorder voice memo thing going, and I could hear it when I played it back, because I was like, I cannot believe what is coming out of my mouth. And on some level, it made sense to me, like it resonated with me. I don't know if it's like a language I spoke in a past life or the language of my ancestors or what. But it wasn't something that I could translate into the English language, but it resonated with me somehow. And it happened again years later when I was on a shroom trip. And I mean, I could not speak English if I tried. Like my tongue would just flop in my mouth. I was speaking some kind of like African language. If you ever listen to light language on YouTube, there are tons of videos of people who are speaking languages like that they have channeled from other dimensions and other realms, and you don't gotta understand it in the English language. There's something within you that resonates with it. It's unlocking something within you. It's unlocking something in your cells and your DNA. It's reminding you of something that on the surface, again, you don't have to understand. You just let it do its work, right? But again, the power of the spoken word, a language. Also, speaking over your water. That's something that I've been doing here lately. It's called structured water, where you speak affirmations into your water. So, for example, I'm a vessel of love and light, and speaking it over into your water. You want to do it in glass, not plastic, but like a glass of water, because water holds memory. And then envisioning whatever it is or some positive outcome as you drink your water. That's a manifestation practice, and we need to start talking about these different manifestation practices more as we are in this year of the magician. We're gonna have to go about what it is that we desire to bring into fruition, to manifest, be open to doing it in different ways. There's a myriad of ways to get to the end goal. So that's one of them, speaking into your water. You could speak into your water, I'm a money magnet. And as you're drinking it, imagine yourself magnetizing money to you, or money being within your cells, within your DNA, dollar signs. Or it's a million ways to do it. Get creative, have fun with it, and speak life into yourself in different ways. Journaling. That's the power, not of the spoken word, but of the word. Scripting, writing the script as you would have it to manifest for you. That's a manifestation practice. Sigils. Now some sigils are more like symbols, but you can use words with sigils as well on different things. Another thing in terms of the power of the spoken word that has been helpful to me is calling out my ancestors' names at my ancestor altar. So I have a list of not all of my ancestors, but the majority of them. I literally need another sheet of paper for the rest of my ancestors. So I got this one sheet with that's framed, and it's at my ancestor altar, and I literally call out every name. And when I tell you I have been at my worst, I'm talking about low, depressed, broke, busted and fucking disgusted, and have sat there and called them names out. It's so empowering. it's something that shifts within me energetically as I do that. Because for one, it reminds me that I am not going it whatever I'm facing alone. It's like being in roll call and calling out the name of your comrades. It reminds you that you got backup. You got people standing before you and going ahead of you and behind you, watching your back along your journey. And you call out them names. They say that nothing really dies, right? And as individuals, we only really die to this realm when our names cease to be called, when we're no longer mentioned. And so calling their names at the altar very much keeps their energy alive. But shit, it keeps me alive because I'm very aware of the shift that takes place within me, the empowering feeling that I get when I call out my ancestors from recent people who've transitioned to my ancestors from the 1700s, names of my ancestors that were slaves that I now have, calling out the names of the people who paved the way for me to get to this point where I am now, and whose legacy I'm carrying forward and building upon. That's empowering, but it starts with the power of the spoken word. So you got the spoken word closing out karmic loops and cycles and toxicity by speaking your truth. You got the spoken word clearing up energy leaks by speaking your boundaries, or being mindful of the conversations that you entertain. You're building yourself up, aligning your chakras with affirmations. You're manifesting things into your 3D reality by speaking them into being. You're speaking different light codes and light language, or speaking in tongues, as some people call it. It's a myriad of ways, but I just wanted to share that with y'all. That's something that I have been thinking about, and I hope the message found y'all well. If it did not find you well, I hope that it leaves you well. If you are interested in a personal reading, I do have my new price list posted on Instagram. I'm going to post it on my Etsy store, and I need to post it here on YouTube, but that information will be available, so you can check the community board, and you can email me at turquoisemajesty@gmail.com. I'm also currently working on the logistics for the 3rd annual summer solstice, so be on the lookout for that information as well. And until next time, y'all, peace.